clean the valves up, and I use the fine grit, because it gives a lot prettier impression. Now, while I do this, I just wanted to discuss something here with you a minute. For years, and even still now, I'm in a farmland area. People used to believe that this was the valve job, that you put this valve lapping compound on there, and you lap the valves, and that's the valve job. Well, it couldn't be further from the truth. This in no way is a valve job as far as any kind of terms of, of putting the seat in the head. All this is for is so that you can see the impression on the valve, so that it shows you that the seat is touching the valve, and also in the combustion chamber where the seat hits the head. So this, all lapping the valves does is give you a visual. Now, if there's a little bit of carbon up underneath the seat, or even a touch on the valve, and you use coarse valve grinding compound, it'll clean the carbon out of the way. So theoretically, you could say, I've done the seats on the head, and actually, in a theoretical may mean it, but believe me, this is not a valve job. The only thing you use this for is to make sure that you're hitting. And I mean, if you know how to use this, it can tell you a lot. But this is not the answer. The few shops that take that extra step to do this, to them, the ones that are looking at it, it's okay. But what you really need is another tool. Hold on a minute. Tool, got this some years back. I take very good care of it. A central tool. This is called a valve seat runout tool. And what this thing does, it's really a cool little piece. It uses the same pilot that the valve guide goes on. Make sure I'm getting this in the viewfinder good. Okay. And it locks down in there, and this little wand, you have to position it, and it sets on the seat of the head. As you apply a little bit of pressure and turn, this right here goes in I believe, 0.5,000 increments, and makes a circle, and what you're looking for is to keep that seat run out below 1/1000. After I lap the valves in, the valves are going to tell me, and this is just from years of doing this, I can look at the valve and tell by the color gray that it is, if I need to even break this out. I've developed that kind of a relationship with it. On race heads though, on anything stage 4 and up, regardless of what color that I see, I still go ahead and break out that tool, because I have a blueprint on the stuff. Sometimes at customer request, I'll go in there and write all the measurements down. But lapping's good. This is the bomb. If you get this run out dial where it says 1/1000 or below, you can stand back, pat yourself on the back, and go, all right, I've just given this man the best valve job money can buy. When the SBC machines first come out, around 89, 90, or 91, this is how I caught the SBC machines. We couldn't figure out why we was getting leakage on the valves. Man, I could not believe 3,000 and 4,000 seat run out, and that is horrible. But they've done a lot of changes to the machine, and I haven't had a chance to play with one in a couple of years. I'm sure they got it down now. But it's all about this little tool right here, because if it tells you on that seat that you're getting the run out, you can rest assured you've done it. And if you've got tight valve glides and their clearance top to bottom, and they're no taper, and you get the seat run out, that valve job could be a 300,000 mile valve job on a normal car. But anyway, that's what I use. I use my lapping compound and my seat run out gauge, and that tells me everything I got to know. All right, so let's go ahead and get ready to lap the valves. I'll show you what I set up and do. All right, let's go ahead. I'm going to go off the numbers like a Ford head that he has provided. There's number 5. Number 5, number 6, I will say this, I love the Scribe. I had one of them, loaned it to a guy, which you guys know, never loan your tools to anybody because they never bring them back. And that's the best way to do it. You can number stamp, but you got to be very careful. I got the stamps. You don't want to apply a lot of pressure to them. Anyway, all right, now, I always take me a blue rag and I'll fold it into 4 sections so that way I can get a complete wipe on them. Now, all you do is put it in there and go to town. Always lift it up a couple of times when you're doing this process. You will develop a feel and a sound. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the intake here and do this one chamber and show you how I check them. Now if I've hit these things precision and laid them where they needed to be, I'm going to be a very happy camper right now. Alright, so I'm going to pull it out. Sorry, me and my Bigfoot. Alright, then I'm going to wipe it down. I use one corner. Alright, then I set that valve down. See, I go to the next side. Now, I take this and push in lightly, then pull it out, and do the same here. Now remember what I told you I'm looking for? A uniform gray thickness. Wow. Oh my gosh, I've got this thing dead nuts on the money. Alright, now let me see what I got here. Oh yes. Talk to me, baby. Alright, now, I've got them absolutely perfect. Now the trick is that I get all of them with the same measurement here and the same measurement here in the same position. Let's go ahead and get the vernier caliper out. Let's see what old Headbytes here got for a seat width. And 41.5 on the exhaust. 41 thousandths on the exhaust. $37 on the intake. So 37 on the intake, 41 on the exhaust. Now remember, when it beats and hits the first time, it's going to widen 3 to 5 thousandths. So what am I going to end up with? About 42 here. And 45 to 48, somewhere in that right here. Alright. Now, if I can duplicate this and put them in the same spot, I'm going to let y'all watch. When I get done, I'm going to go ahead and lap them. But let's get a little close-up look right now. And let me get a light for you so you can see what I got. Now, let's try to pull in. Boy, this is always the hardest when you get real close to it. I know I'm not a professional photographer and I don't have $1 million. I try to do the best with y'all that I can. All right, now. Look at the uniform gray. Can you see that, guys? I mean, I hope it can show you that in color the way that I wanted it to. Look, the same width, the same width, the same width, a beautiful gray color. Look over here on the exhaust. Now, we're looking at a couple of things on the exhaust. Look at this whole section right here. that was totally unported. Look at all this. After all that work, me going in there, polishing and taking some of the roughness out, can you believe I've got to go back in there again and recut this whole thing, repolish it and reblend it, because I absolutely thought that he had done the bowls in the beginning. Look at the uniform gray color. See what we're talking about? And the same width all the way around. Now, we seen what measurement I pulled off the valve, but you always go back and kind of double check. About 38 on the intake. I'm picking up about 43, 42 on the exhaust. So it's within a thousandth or two of it, but the main thing is, what a beautiful color. What a very, very, very good, and let's check, of course, our bounce. Look. Oh. Perfect bounce. Perfect bounce. Now, when I take my fingers and run across, I've got about a 20 thousandths rise on the exhaust over the intake. I'll be honest with you, I don't worry too much about this on a stage 3 or 4 if it's a super street deal, because you got adjustable rocker trains. I'd love to get them all exactly where I want them. I try really hard, especially on a stage 4, but if I get one of them where they're just a touch level or a few thousandths off, I'm not going to sweat it. His main thing is that seat width and location on the valve. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull all of it out, finish lapping them all, and then when I get everything ready, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the heads in a position with light on them and set the valve stems up, and I'm going to let me take my caliper and measure all these so y'all can see that I tried and got them all in the same position and width. All righty then.